beat is
And
messing
I
me
told
up.
her today, I listen to world is yours. And I'm like, this ain't talking like this. So whoever you think is the best, they not making the world is yours. They're not making If I Rule the World. They're not making Juicy. They're not making Warner. They're not making Sky's the Limit. They're not doing it. They're not making Can't Act the Hustle. They're not making The Evil. They're not making Pop. They're not making it. No disrespect. I'm a rapper. I'm not making it.
These biting my style, I hope they got dental plans. So get it straight from the source and cut out the middleman. Get that pure dough. Get that pure dough. Go get it straight from the source and cut out the middleman. Then you get that pure dough.
Played it a lot.
It's me. Handsome.
And the rest of us.
And I'm here with the gang. I'm here with the Verse for Verse
The
gang.
rest of us.
The podcast. We are back with another episode of Verse for Verse. Today we are doing a legend. Is Connecticut? Is that's the tri-state area for us?
Yeah.
I think they
Most definitely.
Right,
Tri-state,
a
for
legend
sure.
from the
That's
tri-state area. You know,
Most
Hartford.
people, when you get some money, you
Go
gotta
to-
move
yeah,
to
they
Connecticut.
move to Connecticut.
50 Cent.
They move to the
Yeah.
woods.
You do Jersey first, then you hit the next level. You go to Connecticut.
Okay.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
So I'll
Okay.
be in Connecticut soon.
And this guy is a part of what genre is this?
I'd call it a contemporary alternative rock,
Okay.
Pop.
Okay.
He does it
Pop
all.
rock?
He
Yeah,
does
I
it
was about to say,
all.
he makes all different types
pop
of songs.
soul.
Depending.
We are talking
Seth
about
had another name for it. I don't think we could say it on air, but that applies as well.
we are okay, I googled it. He's rock pop blues.
That's what I'm saying.
Everything.
Made up
He does
shit.
everything. He does
yeah.
rock. He does pop. He does blues.
RPD.
He does
RPD.
alternative. Yeah.
We're talking about John
Funky pop.
Mayer, y'all.
Funky rock pop.
John Mayer. We're gonna do one of
God.
these legendary records of his. One of my favorites. You know,
Come on.
I know you guys. You guys are some of the people that told me that John Mayer was as great as he was. You know, J.O. and Rich.
Top notch.
I know y'all have a bunch of other records y'all probably love from this guy. But this was one of my favorites. I listened to it and I said, this guy knows something.
Also one of my favorites.
Yeah?
But it's easy to be a favorite because it's got that bop to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the message is strong.
I'm going to get right into this first verse here.
Do it.
Welcome to the real world, she said to me, condescendingly. Take a seat. Take your life, plot it out in black and white. Well, I never lived the dreams of the prom kings and the drama queens. I'd like to think the best of me is still hiding up my sleeve. Oh, man. What does that mean, Rich? What is
You gotta unpack that.
I'm about to say what part. I
What-
mean,
I-
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot
you
said.
ran through a whole bunch of heavy.
Welcome to the real world, she said to him condescendingly. What do you think's happening
Well,
here?
he's in. Pardon me for jumping in here, but he's clearly in a counselor's office. You know, the reference to this whole song is high school.
is he though?
Of course, either that or psychiatrist. She's saying, "Come inside, unpack this, sit down."
Or he's just talking to somebody.
Conversation with the therapist and or a counselor in high school. That's what I'm getting from it, just because of the high school reference. He, he's going in depth about how that experience, has kind of shaped
So
his
this
life.
first verse to you is pretty much him. He's referring to back in the days.
Definitely,
Gotcha.
100%. That's why he wants to,
gonna-
I don't
together.
personally think that. I'm not saying it doesn't apply. Obviously,
right.
I mean that was the route he took with the music video. So, I mean, obviously, but I think when he talks about I never lived a life for the prom king and the drama queens, I think he's just talking about. We always say, right, like 50 said, you was hot back then. What happened now, right? Most of the people that were the prom queens, the prom kings, prom queens, they don't really. That doesn't continue
They fizzle.
when they get older.
That
It
be the
fizzles
highlight.
out.
That's the
All
highlight.
that that's the highlight of their life most of the time. And also, I think what he was saying at the end, my favorite. I don't want to say it now, but my favorite line when he says he likes to think the best of him is up his sleeve was like he never subscribed to that. He always knew that there was more for him. And and all that stuff that was happening back then, and all the shiny things, that's not real. So they say, welcome to the real world. Like, this is the real world. All that, I think it applies to now even more with Instagram, right? Because it's like, everything you see on Instagram is not really the real world. And somebody got to sit you down and tell you, bro, you living for that.
He says,
it's about to get
the
bad.
the message. Go
he
ahead.
says, take a seat, take your life, plot it out in black and
She
white.
says.
I mean, he says in the lyrics.
Okay, all right.
Take a seat, take your life, plot it out in black and white.
Who's saying this? This is what I'm saying. The message which you're saying, I totally agree. That's the message.
Could it be a parent?
It could be apparent. However, that welcome to the real word, that phrase is kind of like, it's usually said from authority perspective. Like when you speak, I've been in the counselor's office, I've been in the dean's office.
It could come
condescendingly.
from, like you said, it can come from any parent, guardian, you know what I mean, uncle.
I think you're introduced to that message over and over again. in
right.
life.
This is also true.
Like it could have been in high school. It could have been the first time the person got a job. It could have been the first time they applied for an apartment. It could have been anytime they keep putting you in front of this is let's see what your life was like. What did you do? Like the prom king and the drama queen, all of that kind of stuff is just what did you do in your life that amounts to what makes them look at you as if you're worth.
It could be mom.
Which doesn't
It could be dad.
But
Welcome to the real world.
I feel
condescendingly.
I feel like on top of that, it could just be your homie. Because
it could be any,
like for me, when I heard
He
this song,
specified she.
when I heard this, well, it could be your friend, your
be
girl,
anybody,
your wife.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just feel like when I first heard it, it was like somebody talking to me personally. Like it's like, oh shoot, like shit is real. You know what I'm saying? Like, and not only shit is real, shit is fake. That's what I take from it.
So,
I take more of that.
We're gonna get deeper into it.
Because that's where it goes.
Because, like you said, it could be anybody, right? You could, for instance, we aspire to be these entrepreneurs and run businesses, right? So we might have friends that just went a certain route. They got a state job, they got a city job, and we running around trying to figure out how to start our own businesses.
Mm-hmm.
And then things may not be working out the way we
Stay
want
in
it,
the line.
but they go, welcome to the real world, bro. You know what I mean? You need to come get a job with me.
This is also true.
You know what I'm
This is
saying?
also
Like,
true.
welcome to the real
message
world.
comes
You know what I'm
all the
saying?
time,
This is also
everywhere.
true.
So that's definitely something. So then he goes on to say, they love to tell you, stay inside the lines.
That's common. We were speaking about something similar to this on that, but not so long ago.
What we was talking about?
When we were talking about, again, starting these entrepreneurial businesses, fresh out of high school.
Oh,
again,
yes, I know what you're talking about now.
Start get a job. They put that pressure on you to do that.
That the mindset.
The
of being
mindset
an
from that
entrepreneur
is
from a young
instilled
age.
in
That's
that.
plotted out in black and
Plot
white.
it out.
In black and white.
Say what you want to do.
Just-
Write it down. Let's
just
get
do that.
Just do that. You
know
know.
what I'm saying? But something's better on the other side, That's what he says after that. They love you to stay inside them lines, but something's better on the other side.
And that speaks to a lot of things in that
Facts.
one sentence. You know what
Facts.
I mean? Those others, fear of seeing what's on the line or being outside of the lines.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? One thing like Will Smith, I remember he said he went skydiving, and he was like, it's one of the greatest things he's ever did because, it's so scary when you up there. But when you finally do it, what's on the other side of that fear, once you finally do it, it just opens you up to so many other things in life,
That's
being
common.
able to face them fears. So, stay inside the lines. But
Was
don't.
that before or after he slapped Chris Rock?
Yeah.
I'm just asking.
He kind of went outside
That was
the line.
way
with that
before,
one.
way
Oh, okay.
before that. That's opened his mind to slap Chris, clearly. Oh, man. He says he wants to run through the halls of his high school and scream at the top of his lungs. I just found out there's no such thing as the real world. Just a lie you got to rise above.
Listen, where does a lot of this stem from? He's passionate. He wants to go back to high school, prove all these naysayers wrong.
I think a big
He
part of
can't
that,
wait
though,
for his 10
is
reunion.
because that's a lot of the time that's when we are most impressionable. So
That
in
too.
high school, kids is trying to figure out who they're going to be, what they are. Like what direction should I go in? So if he goes back and gives them that message at that time, it allows them the freedom to be when he gets to that break
for the others.
It allows you to be.
I agree. I think also like I said, I think the whole song is a metaphor. Yeah. I feel like the whole song is a metaphor for the system, right? It's we are indoctrinated very young as to who we're supposed to be, how we're supposed to go through life, what's supposed to be important in life. We talked about on other shows like The American Dream, all of these things. School is where mostly all of these things are ingrained in you.
Brainwashed.
So it's like he wants to go back and save everybody. Yeah. Well, that's how I interpret it. Like everybody's getting trapped early on, and if I knew what I know now, I'd go back and tell everybody, don't listen.
Exactly.
This is all a trick.
Do you think so? Because when you hear it, you can interpret how you want. But do you believe he's saying, I want to run through the halls and scream at the top of my lungs that I just found out?
Yeah.
He wants to scream those words.
Yeah, he wants to go tell them
no
like
such thing as the real word.
Like everything y'all being told in here, everything that y'all think is real. It's the Matrix. It's not real. When I first actually I gotta give props to the first person who played me. Well, I've heard the song. Obviously, we grew up in the TRL era. I knew the song, but Vito was the one who like really broke the song down, and I was like, I'll never forget that night. I was sitting there. And I felt like I just found out there's no such thing as the real world. I was literally sitting there like,
facts.
Oh my God. Right? And now as we move forward, you think of the Matrix and all these movies, like this is what this song was about.
This song came out around the Matrix as well too.
So the good boys and girls take the so-called right track. Faded white hats, grabbing credits and maybe transfers. They read all in the books,
but they can't find the answers.
And all of our parents, they're getting older. I wonder if they've wished for anything better.
Wow.
While in their memories, tiny tragedies.
Woo. That part is crazy. And the melody that he sings it in is different.
Seth, man, I need your input on this, man. They take the so-called right track. We talked about that. Our parents, they're getting older. I wonder if they wish for anything better. What do you think about that?
It's just I think that the people that came up the way that he talked about in the first verse, kind of following the script, once you get older and you get knowledgeable and realize what's really going on in the world, everybody, that's why they got that hindsight is 2020. Youth is wasted on the young, and everybody wishes that they could rewind back to a time where they were useful, energetic, and had the energy to do things and do it differently. So that's the parents. Like a lot of times you got parents that like the objective of a parent is to make sure that your kid is a better version than you, because you're going to make mistakes, you're going to mess up, you're going to do the wrong thing, and they want to try to pass on this. They want to pass this on to their kids, try to free them so that they can.
I think that's, that's real, because we're parents. I know you ain't got a kid yet, but as parents, you know what I mean? Like, I know it's like.
You can't say nothing about this thing.
Not even that you can't say nothing, but just, I'm getting older, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And,
everybody's getting older.
We're all getting
facts. Older. We're all getting older. Everybody's you know what I'm saying? And at right now, it's like, obviously it's things that I wish I knew back then, you know what I'm saying? But where I'm at today, I'm living in a certain way of where it's no way I'm going to wish for anything better when I get to the end. You know what I mean? I'm making sure I'm on the track of making sure I do the things that I feel is necessary to give my kids a better life and make sure I'm happy as well. You know what I mean? Because, as much as we have to take care of our kids and put them in positions, we can never forget about ourselves as men. Obviously, we got to strive and go for our purpose at times, So, yeah, man. What you thinking, Rich?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think deeper than that, I feel like it's about what you said about being fulfilled in yourself and not having regrets. Because I think the whole idea of parenting and taking care of your kids, that's part of, I think, the Matrix too. Because a lot of parents, you see it now, as you get older, you start focusing so much on just, let me just make sure they have what I didn't have, and you not continuously trying to build. You know what I'm saying? Then you regret your children because your children kept you from achieving the things you wanted to, or you say they kept you from achieving things you wanted to because I had to take care of them, or I couldn't chase my dreams because I had to do this. So I think it's really more about what he's saying is tiny tragedies, is the tragedy of realizing I didn't do the shit I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? I think then that's the worst thing you can have is regrets. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the key.
And you know, the crazy thing I think about this song is with the message he's putting out about just kind of realizing, like I've said, that we in a Matrix type situation. The crazy thing about it is that a lot of people want to be in the Matrix because it relieves you of the responsibility. So like you was talking about, I got to figure out what I got to go do it. I got to go get out. So people don't want to think about that.
Right.
People would rather just say, look, I'm going to go to work every day, get this little paycheck, I'm going to stay right here and do that. And then, you know, all of the pressures, I did the best I could. You know, look after my kids whatever kind of way instead of trying to figure out how to maximize, how to grow, how to gain, how to, you know.
Without boundaries.
Leave a legacy,
Song is called No Such Thing.
And it's scary.
What are boundaries?
I mean, it's scary. Like once you realize, I'm gonna say it again. Once you realize that everything you know is not real, it's very surreal. It's very like how is that possible? But it's very possible. You know what I'm saying? It's hard for me to even articulate it now because I'm so much aware of it that it's not a big deal. But when I first heard this song, I was like, oh shit. Like everything I've been doing has been not everything, but a lot of things I've been doing were for the wrong reasons, and I thought they were for the right reasons.
If you follow the law of the many, then you're not doing the right thing. If you're trying to elevate yourself, you can't just do what everybody else is doing. And in society, they want everybody to look that way. You got to look the other way.
No such thing as the real world.
J.O., man, he says they read all the books but can't find the answers.
Oh man, that's one of my favorite like bars in there.
I figured you like
one of my favorite bars for sure.
I'm glad you brought that up.
I think that's a dope bar too.
You know what I mean? You know, for me personally,
what books are they reading?
Come on,
it don't matter what book.
They read all the books.
They read all of them.
They read all the books.
All of the books that they tell you to read.
Come
that you're
on,
supposed
man.
to read to be a reader.
You know what I'm saying? Because you know, even as you know, I want to just jump into that a little bit. For me personally, you know, I've read some books in my life. You know what I'm saying? And I've learned a few things here and there from some books. But what the books helped me with a lot of the time is my already experience.
Trust in yourself.
You know what I mean? Experiences I've went through, and then reading certain books, being able to connect it and say, okay, this person may know a little something about what I dealt with, and then this is the route they took, which I may not have to take that same route. I have to live my life and figure out how I'm going to get here next. You know what I mean? You're telling me I need to do yoga every day and meditate. Maybe that's not the way for me. Maybe, you know what I mean? Maybe I just need to get up and exercise or drink a gallon of water. Who knows what it is, but I got to do my thing. No book is going to really give you all the answers. You got to go out and live life and experience things and learn from actual real experiences. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no book's going to give you all the answers for a couple reasons. One, because they're not going to give you the answers to the Matrix. That's the first thing. You know what I mean? Then the second thing is you have all of the knowledge in yourself, right? So looking outside of yourself is always going to lead you astray because, like you said, it's all about your perception. So if a lot of people spend a bunch of time looking for answers because they're too afraid to face the answers in themselves. Yeah. Most people know the answer. I remember I used to always say this. I say this to everybody. If you got to ask me what you should do, you already know what to do. You're just looking for me to persuade you from what you know you should be doing because you're afraid of that responsibility, like you said earlier, right? So a lot of times, the books and all that is just a distraction. You know what I'm saying? Because we got the answers inside of us. Usually we just have to look.
But you love to read too, don't you?
Love to read.
I was gonna say I think the reading. I think the reading is important though because it provides you with information.
Right. Yeah.
So you got to be responsible enough and you got to be brave enough to take control of your reality to take that information and then
apply it.
There you go. Not just to read the
effective
book, to just be reading
I'm
books.
glad you said that. Yeah, because it's not definitely reading has changed my life. Yeah. Period.
And all reading isn't informative reading. Yeah. Some reading, and you know, avid readers sometimes say the best reading doesn't come from these self-help novels. Yeah. But from, you know, your adventure, your sci-fi, and things of that nature. So,
and that's what I'm saying. A lot of people get the answer and then they keep reading.
Keep reading more.
Yeah.
Yep.
They
Just
read more because
more,
that
more,
answer
more.
is too
They
much
didn't want-
work,
they ain't
too much
want- yeah, I ain't
responsible.
seen
So it's like,
that.
I
This is
gotta
true.
find another way.
Yup.
Read a book and
I
said,
gotta see.
I
I've
need to stop
gotta
smoking
verify if
this
this is true.
Listen,
and read a book to verify if this is true.
I need another cigarette.
He
Nigga
said
be
this
like,
book-
the book
his book
said,
said-
I just start smoking this and that and the third. Everything will be okay. Let me read another book.
Yeah, I gotta find
Gotta be
another way to
another
do
way.
this.
I gotta smoke this
Like
pack of cigarettes.
I'll be the first one to tell you, there's books that I actually didn't read to the end because I actually got certain
Oh, yeah.
information I needed
Yeah.
early in the
Fact.
book and said, "Oh, I'm good."
Yeah,
This
I-
book
I-
has given me what I needed from it. You know what I'm
reading
saying?
something and you be locked into it. Like I could probably wrote this book, so I know where it is. You like, all right, I'm good.
So
here.
let
go
me
to the
shout
next.
out the writers, obviously John Mayer and Clay Cook. Shout out to you
Shout
guys.
out Clay Cook.
You know,
Shout out to Clay Cook. I don't know who you are, but shout out to
Unsung
you.
Clay Cook.
You was cooking on there though.
You were indeed chefing
You
up.
was cooking, Clay.
Facts. So we gonna go left to right. We're gonna talk about our favorite part of these this verses. What you got for me, Rich?
Oh man, I got two. Can I do two?
You'll
no.
come back around, you know, because somebody might want to use that
The
one.
first one that jumps out to me is I wondered about my parents, if they felt like, I think it says it felt like there was anything better inside of their
I wonder
minds,
if
little
they
trash.
wish- Yep, for anything better while in their memories.
Well, in
Tiny
their memories,
tragedies.
tiny tragedies. Because I think it is a reality that people don't want to acknowledge, right? And I think when you don't achieve certain things or you don't do certain things, you rarely see people admit to that or express that. Especially back to the Instagram thing. Everything's great. Everything's good.
Highlight reel.
Highlight reel.
Not real
No
life,
one's
yeah.
and back we talked about last week with how women and men are out there. I don't need a man. Men, I don't need a woman. And it's like, yeah, that's all good until you're 65 and you got
By
tiny
yourself.
tragedies in
Yeah.
your mind. So all of those things, I think is just it's one of the powerful things that people aren't talking about. So I love that he put that in there.
J.O., what you got for me, man?
Could I go two part? We didn't get to this part of the song, which
Oh,
is
you
my
wanted to go to
favorite.
the end?
I feel remiss if I don't
Nah,
say
no,
that.
my favorite part
that
is the bridge part.
I'm invincible. That's where I was going. As long as I'm alive. And my
Who
favorite
said
part
that?
is
It's the bridge. It's
the
after
bridge.
Second
I
verse
am
and chorus, then he goes to the
invincible.
bridge. Yep.
Oh, he was ad libs. That's why they don't got him on the lyrics.
Oh,
That's
okay.
why.
It's on. Yeah,
They don't have.
you gotta go-
Do
you
they
gotta go
have the?
Right.
to the genius? It's on here.
I want to
Oh, I
wait.
see. He
till
keeps
I'm
saying,
invincible.
"I am
yeah.
invincible"
Yeah,
3
that's
times.
gotta
Yeah, it's
be
like a
on
little
as I'm
bridge.
alive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I definitely did. I missed that.
And mine was. It's really the ending like
Yeah.
little outro. I wanna wait till my reunion.
Million, yeah.
I'm gonna bust down the double doors, and if they know what is standing before me, he gonna tell them about the lies, like y'all said earlier.
Yes.
He wants to
All
bust down the
time was
double
for-
doors.
You would know what all this time was for.
Come on, you'll know.
Fire.
Well, how you gonna realize what you should have been using this
This
time
whole entire
for?
time.
Because most people have been wasting time. That's what I refuse to do anymore.
Seth, what you got?
No, the bridge part that we didn't get to, the I am invincible.
Okay.
He says, I'm invincible 3 times as long as I'm alive. So
Mm-hmm.
I think once you figure out that this is like a shell, we live in a shell company
Yeah.
where they tell you do this, do that, and you're scared of stepping over the lines and you're scared of moving the wrong way of doing this. Once you realize everything is under your control and everything is inside of your scope of what you can imagine, you're invincible. Like nothing can stop you. You can do whatever you want. All you got to do is imagine it and then go out and get whatever it is that you want.
And I
What
mean,
about you?
I'll
Oh,
let
go
you
ahead.
go again. bro.
Oh, it was gonna be. I just found out there's no such thing as the real world.
Okay, and you said you
Yeah.
had 2, or that you said
Yeah,
just stuff?
that was. I
Okay.
want to bust down my. I can't wait for my 10-year reunion.
Oh, right,
Or
right,
I
right.
just found out
I'm gonna
there's no
bust
such thing as
down the
real
double
world.
doors. It was very vivid for me. No, I'm gonna
Yeah,
explain why I
yeah.
like it. One, he painted a picture. 2, nobody ever really cares for their 10-year reunion. The only reason why he cares for it is because he's actually John Mayer when he's writing the song. I thought that was pretty cool.
Speaking
part.
of which, mine's is coming up. I'm about to be
I
in
did
there.
my
20, I mean.
20,
something
20
like that.
years, but it's the same type of thing.
Yeah.
It's always cool to be excited to go back to your 10-year anniversary. I mean reunion, obviously because you're that dude. So I thought it was just like a perfect, and I love like little parts of songs like that. Cool way to end the song.
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah.
So for me, I got a couple of parts we're gonna talk about real quick. You know,
Okay.
we spoke about them already, but first, you know, I like to think the best of me is still hiding
That
in my
was a
sleeve.
ball.
I
right?
forgot about that.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
the
saying.
one. That's
I was
actually the
swaggy, too.
one. That's actually the one.
Out the tube. But yeah, so that one is just, it's fire because I think every day it's still
the metaphor of it.
Yeah, man. It's
the visual of it.
I love that. And then obviously they love to tell you stay inside the lines, but something better's on the other side. I just think about that line and I'm thinking like, depending on what your creativity's like, you can really draw outside of them lines, color outside them lines and still make something fire.
Facts.
You know what I mean? But it depends on how your mind works. You know what I mean? Because
technically,
they try to program you to just stay in them lines. But if you just open up your mind a little bit, you'll realize there's a lot more space and stuff you can do outside of them lines as well.
Got stabs for that
it's
ball.
It's actually literally better. If you're just coloring inside the lines, you're just copying off what they told you to copy. You're not doing anything special. The only way to do something special is to go outside of the lines, period.
And that's Verse for Verse. This is another episode of Verse for Verse. John Mayer, shout out to you. Amazing song.
Yes.
We will be back with more from John Mayer. Shout out to the writers one more time. Clay Cook, John Mayer. Like, share, comment, subscribe.
Clay cooking it up.
Let us know your favorite John Mayer verses. And we out of here.
John Curry and Clay Cook.
It's me.
John Curry and Clay Cook.
Splash brother in it.
I like that.
Steph Curry, Clay Cook, and Clay Thompson.
This is a song that I actually.
These biting my style, I hope they got dental plans. So get it straight from the source and cut out the middleman. Get that pure dough. What you get that pure dough. Go get it straight from the source and cut out the middleman. Did you get that pure dough?